I see you filed a case before Richard Fine, so I want to ask you about the Richard Fine we know that we were told was locked up in Los Angeles County Jail, and many people went down and protested, and I documented that there were people down there protesting for his wrongful incarceration. Now, you apparently had filed a similar action to bring up to some of the same issues Richard Fine was talking about, but you did it first. So, what? Explain to me how this goes down, and when did you specifically give Richard Fine this information that you think, if I understand you, you think he's using this to help them get away with their crimes, and he never really was in jail? You think he never really, or or that interview was just set up for a few days, or what? That one interview done by that other reporter.
I'm not gonna. Well, okay, I'm gonna start going back to my thing. I had started on this years ago with a guy named Mr. Breyer. I was going against the county. I was an employee there. Um, and we found this information out at the same time. Attorney Fine was doing a case against Garcetti regarding child support, $14 million. I had won my case in an appeal, second appeal, about the judges and the extra pay. It was a demur. They were trying to kick it out. Mr. Fine called me and asked me could he use my decision as a take judicial notice, and I allowed him to use decision. So anyway, after he used my decision, he was successful. Uh, Garcetti released the $14 million that he had been holding uh, for parents that he had not given out with respect to the child support. Apparently, he was holding $14 million and he hadn't been giving it to the parents. So that was resolved. But then when I went back to the lower court, I guess the word got out that Attorney Fine had used it in the Ninth Circuit, so they reversed my decision and I was kicked out. So I just forgot about it because I didn't have any more money. But before I even went to Attorney Fine, I had went to Judicial Watch. I had met with them some years ago, and they kind of ignored it. And so Mr. Fine continued to pursue it, and then that's when he called and asked me could I help him during the time he was fighting this last time. I guess when he was, just before he went to speak before the state bar, the Sturgeon's case was operating simultaneously with his case, and he went to jail. But I had already won that case, and and that's what I want to say. It and it seems to me that they gave it to the Sturgeon's case, and they won it. I'm very disturbed with Attorney Fine because if it weren't for me and Mr. Breyer giving him that information, um, he wouldn't have had it. And I'm just hurt that he's going to go off and make a book and perhaps sell it to HBO for money. It was never supposed to be meant to make money. Essentially, it was to help people, but that's the way he is, and so with time, people will show you who they are. With respect to the Sturgeons, I don't know how far that's going to go, but again, I say to everybody, if you can, just stay out of those courts and try to be very careful of them. I'm not here to start any problems, but they beat me up enough, and so I think I know. And the deck is stacked against you. And like I say, you can have all the evidence, you can have it on tape. If they don't want you to win, you're not going to win. And when they're able to get this type of money unaccounted for, avoiding taxes, well, why should they go along with you? So that's all I wanted to say. But I would like to, if we could, I would like to see them reopen some of these cases and at least give some redress to some of these people. For an example, those persons that have 3 strikes, maybe they can take one of the strikes off. Some of those persons that have lost their children, if it was something that very minor, maybe they can send them through a reunification and place those families back together. It would seem to me that now that you have been caught and people are aware of what has been happening, you have to give some atonement to your public because right as it stands now, the public is not doesn't have very much respect for you at this particular time, and they don't have very much trust, and that's not a very good thing for either side. So I would like to see some of those cases reopened, and if could be, I don't want any trouble. I'm a God-fearing person. I love the Lord, and I just want to do the right thing. I would come in there and volunteer to go over some of these cases and bring some remedy back to these people. You've done enough damage. People are hurting. You know what they've done. People have shown you you can't continue to protect, because what's happening, the more you protect, the more you get deeper and deeper and deeper. And one thing for sure before I end is this: you might get by, but you won't get away, because in the end you're going to have to pay for this. So come on and do the right thing. And that's what I want to say on this interview. And again, not trying to start anything. I don't want a big ruckus. I just want some relief for the people. People are tired. People are hurting. And that's my bottom line. And I wish you my 3 P's: peace, protection, and prosperity. Thank you.
Well, that's our report. William Wagon here with Dr. Shirley Moore. That's my report from Eastern Los Angeles County. Wow. Keep watching. See you next week, if we're all still here. Is this the same